Welcome to Same Cast, Different Day podcast. I'm Martel Roland, and with my co-host here with me, I have Crystal B. How's it going?
I'm doing well. How are things with you, Martel?
Um, it's been an okay week. I've had an okay week so far.
I will say my today has been something else. It's been I've had a pretty good walk in the park up until today, but I will say the people that were trying to cause trouble in my life, at least they're taken care of in a nice way.
Did you hire a hitman?
No, 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 no. I don't do that stuff. No, don't everyone get ideas about this. No, 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 no. No, no. They got in trouble with their superiors. That's what they got in trouble. They got in trouble with their superiors. So that's a good thing. We don't get into too much detail about it, but that's good that those people that were um causing trouble, they are yeah, that's good. So I'm happy about that. That's a nice thing that sometimes it happens. We all have my apparently I was talking to some other people and they said, there must have been a full moon or something else is going on in the last 24 to 40 hours that people are just getting all.
But they didn't know how to celebrate the Bucks win in a nice way.
So there is one more game though. We have game five that's down in Phoenix. Is that correct? For the
We
Bucks?
still need Bucks still need to win two more games in order to
Yep.
win the
Okay, so
championship.
it's 6 games of the NBA finals. Okay, I wasn't sure if it's like 5 or 6.
It's
Okay.
it's 7 games in total, but it's whoever wins 4 games first wins the championship.
Hey, by the way, I see our mascot in the corner of your window over there on that side.
Oh,
That's our that's our mascot over there in your window.
that is Princess Leia.
That is Princess Leia. She is the mascot.
Oh
She's our
goodness,
mascot. That's right.
I didn't know she was even right there. Oh
I just
goodness.
looked over like, oh, hi, Kitty.
um. So speaking, I believe last week on the podcast, I said I was gonna give you guys an update on my friend's wedding that actually finally happened and I went to. And let's just say I got scolded because I drank I believe in total 12 glasses of wine over the course of the wedding.
What's wrong with that? I mean,
I,
what's so bad about
I
it?
exactly. I said it's free. You do not turn down free, and when it's free, you drink as much as possible. There's no such thing as turning down free alcohol.
No, no. I mean, why? Especially when it was something that you like to have. I mean, why would you turn something like that down?
Exactly, and everybody knows. As you can see, I love my wine. So
Well, yeah. I mean, literally, you did a TikTok on this of all your babies. By all means, he has no idea really what is going on. Really, to be honest with you, no idea.
those were my babies. Those were my babies.
Those are your babies. Oh
they
my
they
word!
are. Um, but that wedding made me realize how old I'm getting.
Really, you're getting old? Really?
I was so sore the next day after the wedding. Like my knees was hurting, my back was hurting, like my body was sore from like dancing a lot and stuff. Oh my goodness. That it really made me realize how old I'm getting.
You know what I want to tell you? One thing though is, that as you age, things start falling apart and they hurt sometimes. Let me tell you this and that. But Mr. Martel, let me tell you, and I'm gonna be straight up as a lady. I will tell you hands down, you, sir, were dressed elegantly. I mean, you were very well dressed.
Thank you.
I'm serious. If
I,
I if I would have been your date, trust me, that would have been.
I had told my friend she lucky it was her wedding because normally you would never see me in an outfit like that. Like normally I'm so ready for just I'll go put on some jogging pants real fast and a t-shirt and call it a day. I hate when I have to wear people clothes, and it was one of those situations where I have to wear people clothes. So she lucky.
I will say though, when we had the Pride picnic, um, and I am working on the details on that for next year for us to do a live from the Pride picnic in the Fond du Lac area. So I'm working on that. That's my project, being I live up here. So I'm working on that, getting that all set to go. And once that's set to go, we will actually be, yeah, out possibly, maybe, I don't know if we'll get to do it this year out and about, maybe. it might happen. We'll have to see depending on equipment and other things and this and that. So we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah, we have to figure out how to make the podcast portable.
So I don't know if we will work on it or not, but we might start up like a little private funding so people can donate in a few bucks here and there or whatever they wish to donate up to Samcast Renee, and maybe it can help us upgrade some stuff and get us so we can go out and do lives out in public if we're gonna be somewhere, wherever that could be. I don't
Exactly.
know. You
Yeah,
know,
whatever drunk random moment I'm at when we're
yeah,
recording a podcast. Who knows? They
I
might
mean,
catch a super drunk moment of me on a podcast.
who knows what we'll do it or wherever. I mean, yeah, whatever, whichever, that's fine. By all means, it's fun.
Speaking of drunk moments, I went back and I listened to part 4 of the TV tournament.
Yeah.
I was so freaking wasted during that recording. Like when I went back and like listened to it, I was like, oh my god, I was so drunk. I had kept calling most mimosas with Mark. I kept calling the wrong podcast name. I'm like, I was freaking wasted. So Mark, if you listen when you listen to this, I am so sorry for butchering the name of your podcast name. I was drunk. I'm sorry. Everybody knows when Martel is doing the podcast, he's drinking.
Yeah, he's always gonna have a good time.
I'm always drinking to that.
Well, yeah, that's right. You know what? We always have a good time at Samcast Renee. We're always here to have a little fun. Everyone gets a little bonus to actually see us on TikTok tonight, which I think to me is a little bonus. We're working. We're working on stuff, but as I'm getting close to my surgery date myself, I'm trying to make sure that we get out to the people, and who knows, could there be a podcast while we're in the plane? I don't know. Depends on my pain level. I have no idea. We'll have to see what we can do. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
I don't know.
Because I believe we'll be in season. I don't know what season I'm on right now. Oh my goodness.
Three.
I gotta stop drinking. Okay, we're on season 3. Okay, so it'd be season 4 when you are having your surgery. So we would probably be like mid season 4, which means either we have to pre-record some episodes or we might have to have Old Yeller step in. I don't know yet.
Oh, Old Yeller's got to step in for me. Oh boy. Well, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. That's fine. No worries. I mean, if that's okay. I mean, if need be, but I guarantee everyone, just to tell everyone right now, that I will be out for at least a month, 4 weeks. So but I will be back hopefully between the 5th and 6th. I promise to be back. I'll be back in action. A little bit of pain, but this girl will be ready. We'll be ready to rock and roll. Mr. Martel will be enjoying his wine. I won't be enjoying any wine until probably almost Christmas time. So that's okay. We'll see. We'll see, depending on what the doctors say. If they give me the, hey, by the way, you're good to go, you can guarantee maybe on the way back, I'll pick up some wine on the way through. Who knows?
Oh, just speaking of, the wedding. So the night of the wedding, considering that this is, I don't know, but we're gonna tweak delay, I think. It was the night that the Bucks won the Eastern Conference Final Championship, and we had got to see the fireworks from where we were at, and it was like because it was like a rooftop wedding, but it was an indoor area too, so it was actually able to see the fireworks. So it was such an amazing event to be a part of, especially since my friend is from she's from Ghana. So to see like the two different cultures come and mix together and everything worked out perfectly, I loved it. Sort of next day, but loved it.
Awesome. I've been told that our noise level is a little wild, so I'm trying to see if I can. Someone just told me that. I got it all the way down, but
tell them we don't have this figured out yet. We eventually figure this out.
Oh, hold on. There we go.
Claire's over there having a mishap with TikTok, everybody.
I'm working on it. There we go. Okay. There we go. All fixed. There we go. I'm silent now. Now I can just hear you. That's it.
Power of the Christmas tree.
That's right. We
Uh,
got it. We got it.
Alrighty, we got it.
We got it. Okay, so here and we go. So you enjoyed your rooftop wedding, which was awesome.
Yes, it was like I said, it was awesome. I got to get really, really drunk. Um, I think I posted some pictures. A lot of people complimented my hair. So I originally had you saw how I had my hair at first, when it was
Wow.
braided up into that bun thing, and it was
It
like
was all like, yeah, you look like you had a headache going
yeah,
on.
it was bad. I made it somehow, made it through that episode we recorded that day, and I was in so much pain that night. Like that night, I literally had took um because it was actually sold up there. So it was like hurting so bad. Like I didn't care if I even cut my own hair. Like I was cutting that crap out of my hair.
It looked like it hurts.
And then ended up just braiding it into some plaques and wore it wavy for the wedding. And it turned out pretty good.
And actually, it looked very. I mean, to me, I thought it was perfect. I was like, wow, you know. But I will say, hey, you know what? You do have class, man. You have some class. As a lady, you have class. That is awesome. You know that? Hey, listen, you were even dressed nicely when you came up here for that pride pic. Okay, it wasn't
Uh
like super fancy, but it
huh.
was like you're kind of fancy.
Oh,
It was, you know. And I even there was the one little he did the 15 seconds. He said we're out, and I said lake life, and we were out by the
oh
lake.
yeah, it was sitting by the lake. Yeah.
Yeah, I should have sat between the two boys just because I would have had a little fun with that. But I was like, no, I'll be nice. I would have been like, here we go. Just like, look at they both got their head on my shoulders. Look at I'm important. Oh no, that's I wasn't gonna do that, but that's all. No, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I mean, I hope that we get a chance to do that. I heard October. I believe Milwaukee's now going to have Pride Fest. They were talking
Ew,
either the
no, it's gonna be
first
cold.
first or second week of October.
And then I'm be prepping. No, then I'm prepping for Christmas already. Like
I'm
no,
like,
because
I'm like,
during that time period, I'm putting up my Christmas lights outside already.
I'm like, I can't because I'm so to me, like I'm trying to do appointments, everything online or stuff like that, like
Mm-hmm.
not in person because just for my safety, because I have to get a COVID test done in October when I'm down in Maryland, so I have to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's things I have to watch for this and that,
I
but
mean, at this point, I feel like they might as well just held off until next year for Pride Fest. I
hmm,
don't really see a point in having it that late in the year.
no,
So yeah, I don't see. No, I don't see it happening. I don't want it to happen.
I would say if they did like July or August, time frame, no big deal, right?
Right, like late, like well, mid August, I should say, considering that State Fair is like end of August, so like mid
Right.
August, I think would have
Even
been
even
perfect.
after Labor Day or something like that, whatever. I mean, not
But
a big
they
deal
have an
either.
actual summer fest right after Labor Day. It's just gonna be on the
Oh yeah,
weekends.
that's right. That's right. Yep. But I mean, that's what I said. I think to me, you might as well say, you know what, just wait till next year. And
Yeah.
even if COVID's still going on, by all means, I mean, I'll be past that by next, I think June, right? Is it next June, right?
Yeah, it's
June.
June. Yeah.
And a mask or not, I don't care. I mean, whatever. If all of us have to wear masks just to walk around, by all means, we'll do what we got to do.
Well, the
Um,
mask thing is out of the window. You see everybody that was at the Bucks thing. They had 17,000 people inside, and there's no mask requirement.
I know. I think I still would. I would. Um, I would do that just because my dad doesn't, my father, excuse me, doesn't think that COVID's going to go away. Possible, maybe. I don't know. I
And I
don't
mean,
know.
it's just gonna be something that's gonna linger around for a while. Like I said, until people really start taking the vaccination serious.
And I think eventually people, either one thing's going to happen. Some of those people are actually going to get sick enough to be in the hospital sick. And I would never wish this. I'd never wish this on anybody. I always wish that, hey, by the way, you know what? You you can believe however you want to believe or whatever side of the road you want to be on. But listen,
Mhm.
if we all just do this, if we all do this, okay, all right. There's people in third world countries right now that can't even get a vaccine because they live in a secluded area or a very like heated area where it's very hot.
Like the
You
people
know,
over in Cuba where they are experiencing short supplies of food and medicines. I don't think they have received any vaccines for COVID whatsoever. So over there, they're really struggling over there in Cuba.
it's sad. Cuba. I don't know. I don't even know how Puerto Rico's even doing. I have no idea how they're doing. But
Well, then that's a U.S. territory, so whatever we
yes.
got, they have.
Oh, they do. Oh, Puerto Rico does. Okay.
Yeah, depending on whether it just really depends on if our president wants to spend the money over there. But
No.
considering that we have Joe Biden now, he will actually spend the money compared to Trump, where he just basically just left them to figure stuff out on their own.
I like I said, and I'm not here to talk politics here at all means. We don't talk that here on Samcast every day, but I will say my thoughts are, not my feelings. My thoughts are Trump might have started out good the first 2 years, the 14, 15, and 16 might have started out really good, right? But once he got through midway through 16, that's when stuff just started falling apart. Or I'm sorry, no, I'm sorry, excuse me. 2016, he got hired in 2016. I'm sorry. 2014 through 16, he hyped himself up. He was the best of the best. He wasn't a politician. He wasn't this. He wasn't, which is all true, all facts. By the
Mm-hmm.
time he got halfway through his first term, I mean, in 2018, things, when they say it was making America better again or great again or whatever you want to call it again, to be honest with you, I never saw a pay raise, bonuses, or anything else to make my America great again. Now, your America great again could be, well, he was doing all this stuff for all these people. Well, yeah, but I didn't see any incentives or pay raises for everybody.
So, so when it comes to that, I don't know if you're familiar with the comedian Dave Chappelle.
Yes, I am.
So he
Yes.
made a statement where he watched a lot of these people, like should I say, like white Americans who voted for Donald Trump,
Mhm.
who were basically poor, and was thinking Donald Trump was going to do something for them. Like he didn't do anything for them. He only thing that Trump did was he made it for where more rich people didn't have to pay as much in taxes, which means they got to keep more of their money. So
Yeah,
only rich America benefited when Trump was in office.
that's right. hmm
And
And
here's I said, with all these people who voted for him and thought that he was going to make this big difference for him, it didn't happen.
no, Mm-mm. No, it didn't. The success that they thought, oh, he's going to do this and he's going to do that, and where was the greatness was in rich people,
Mm-hmm.
all those people that are way up there already, you know. And I will say, I mean, where my work again, I can't get the details, but I will say there's people that make a lot of good money up, in one area of a building, and I will tell you what, those people respect me. I'm a human being. That blows my mind.
Mm-hmm.
That blows my mind. But then there's people that are way up there that have a lot of money, and I have family members. I'm not going to details, but that just think I'm this low life poor person, and that's okay, because you know what? Someday, if I actually make my ranks through the government and become governor of Wisconsin, I can tell you right now, that's because I'm not going to tax the bejeebers out of everybody in the low end class. I'm going to tax bejeebers out of all these millionaires and billionaires, because why? How is it helping everybody at the bottom end if we don't raise stuff up and get those people better paying positions and then let them, you've talked about this too, Martel, about, moving from, like, say you have experience in whatever it is, and whatever company you work for. And then instead of you having a master's, bachelor's, whatever degree, why don't you just take the experience you have, and why doesn't the company just train you to get you into the position? Okay, you still may make the same money until you're automatically trained, fully trained. But that would be the smartest thing to do. I don't think sometimes these degrees pan out to me, pan out to be nothing, really.
Yeah, we're teaching kids how to go into debt. Like we're taught to go get good grades, go to college and graduate college, and then by the time you graduate college, you owe hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loans that you're probably never going to pay back. and that you're gonna be paying for the rest of your life. And like I said, a lot of these people get these degrees and they end up not using them.
It's sad. It's depressing. I mean, it's if to me, take those people that are good hard workers and don't get wrong. I mean, I ran a situation today with some people that were trying to do me wrong. Okay, called do-gooders. Okay, they're all over the world. They're called do-gooders. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you know, why don't we look into where these do-gooders are coming from? And we have good workers, and then we have do-gooders. So let's take care of the good workers. The do-getters, that ones are trying to cause trouble,
Mm-hmm.
stir the pot, as we call it. Why don't we look into watching those people a little more closer and ask them why they're doing that?
I
And
mean,
how come you can't be a good person and just, do what needs to get done
yeah,
without,
you got the and we live in a world now where you really don't need to have a degree in order to make good money anymore. Because now either it's through porn, being an influencer.
yeah, yeah.
um, um, yeah, you got to think about how many people are literally living off of the with the OnlyFans stuff. Like they're really
Oh, yeah.
making a living off of that. And like I said, you don't really need a degree no more to live a good life or be comfortable. And I believe colleges are starting to see that, and I mean, they're trying to draw more people in, but eventually college is not going to be a route for certain people unless you want to go into a certain profession where you have to have that degree.
Yeah, I think your trade schools and technical schools will be around for those reasons.
Yeah, but I'm talking like
But
major universities, like unless you
but
want to go to school to be like a doctor or a lawyer or something like that, that's about the only thing I can see you really needing a degree for. I mean, you can like people use if you go get a degree in business, but do you really need a degree in how to run a business if you're starting your own business? You don't really need that degree. I mean, like I say, it'll teach you some skills you need on how to run
oh,
your
yeah.
business, but at the
Mhm.
end of the day, you don't really need that business degree to start and run your own business at
No,
to a certain point.
that's the whole point of it, is that you have to look at where, um, where you want to go. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have a business degree. I mean, I have multiple business degrees. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
Mhm.
and when people get out of a line or something like that, it's like my boss like, well, you could do this and this, here, but don't do this and this here. When I'm in uniform, I'm going to be professional. Okay,
Yeah.
my business degree taught me that. Now, when someone gets out of a line, I do get upset because then all of a sudden my feelings get hurt or involved. And it's almost like I love to pull them off to the side if I was their supervisor and tell them, you cannot be saying this.
Right.
You need to go back to that person, and I'm going to go with you, and you will explain. You're not going to just say you're sorry. You're going to explain your guilt. You're going to explain why you did this.
Oh, I just did something. Oh,
Oh,
I didn't mean to do
oh,
that. Oh, everybody
there we go.
ignore that.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry. We're just playing with stuff. So,
I was trying to do
so,
something
so,
else.
so someone said there's still all echo, but I don't. It's not to me. That's not too bad. I don't know. People are saying it before, but I don't know. I don't hear
Hey
much, but
guys, we're trying. Like
um,
we got to use Zoom to record here, so we're trying.
it's a trial and error thing. We're giving this TikTok and Zoom thing together a run just to see if this will work.
You-
I
you-
don't know. It might not be a thing. It might be a thing. So we have to work with what we have and what we can afford, because none of us make 6 7 digit salary by all means. Because when people say 6 digit, there's people make 7 8 9 10 digit salaries out there. Trust me. I mean, just don't we're working on it, but we will have, like I said, we'll try to get a little fundraiser thing going for our for this same cast every day podcast, and we can upgrade some stuff and maybe get some better things. And I don't know, who knows? Take it on the road, have a little fun. I don't know. Like I said, possibly Michigan next year. We'll be maybe in Michigan next year.
Oh,
I
I
don't know.
forgot about Michigan,
We'll
the
be
world's
we'll be in
largest
Michigan
Christmas
next.
store.
We will be going to Michigan next year. I don't know. Probably we'll see what our schedule works out to be. We're gonna go out to and actually this is something actually we can just do a little kind of a little saying, and then actually we're gonna go to a city in Lower Michigan. And not gonna say the city. I'll let everyone. You got to do your Google search or however you do your searches and look it up. And there is actually a city in Lower Michigan. that has a Bavarian style setup. It is, I mean, beautiful by all means, beautiful. And they have the world's largest. What is it, Martel? What are they? The
Christmas
world's
store.
largest.
Everybody know I love Christmas, so I'm excited about going to this store.
It'll be fun. It'll be exciting, and I'll get to be like for me, granted, I know Martel and I will probably do other road trips here and there and everywhere else, but I think to me a little bit of long distance road trip, I'll go for the first time in my life just to get to be me all the way top to bottom, which I think is phenomenal. Other than flying in a plane, which I know I'm going to be in a lot of pain. That's not really a road trip. That's more or less after surgery where you're just in pain, and that's about it. Now I'll be in a little bit of pain for a while. But that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, because of you, I'm be getting on a plane for the first time. So we'll see how this goes. I might have to be drunk or something.
They do actually they started serving wine and beer again, I heard, on the planes.
No, I'm gonna be drunk before I even hit the plane.
Oh my gosh. He's gonna get into his Lyft or Uber or whatever else and be like, here, take me to this address. I don't know. I have to go take care of my friend. One of my good friends. She just had surgery. You have to go take care of her.
I might have to do a few wines and drink to that. Wow.
Whatever, to be honest with you. I mean, I think we got some pretty good deals on the prices by all means. And just a little snippet. Anyone that's looking to fly right now with COVID, just so you know, you do have to wear a mask in all airports in America. Not sure what the rules and regulations are in other countries, Europe, India, Australia, Canada, Mexico. I don't know what the rules are there, but I will say in America that you will need to wear a mask inside the airport and on the plane. They actually are making it standard. They will not let you on that plane. And they're not doing any more paper tickets anymore, which is kind of interesting. Everything's kind of doing everything digital, which isn't a bad idea. But that means you really got to pay attention to get your stuff like checked in 24 hours beforehand to get the tickets. So it's good to have that paperwork, and that's why I said I'm gonna have that paperwork with me, and Martel will have his paperwork with him. So with that, so
yeah, I gotta go update my driver's license. Oh, I hear the echo they're talking about, not on the Zoom, but on the TikTok. I can hear myself on the TikTok.
Okay, maybe turn your volume down. So as I say, we have people in and out of our TikToks here. We have there's always good people, and one of our good friends, Mr. Brian, there from the Midwest, just swung into the TikTok to say hi to everybody.
Oh, Dad's there. Hi, Dad.
Yeah, he's there. He is over on my side. Yes, he is.
Power of the Christmas tree.
The power of the Christmas tree. Yes, we are doing our live podcast via
there's Dad.
Zoom
Hi, Dad.
and TikTok. A Zoom TikTok relationship tonight. That's what it is.
Oh yeah. Same cast, different day podcast.
That's it. We're doing a duel, kind of, a duel in a different way.
We're both on Zoom and TikTok all at once. So we're making this with Naomi. Would you please go away?
Kitty, move. Move, kitty, move.
So I haven't had no road raging moments this week. So we're good.
Wait. I got a good one for you. You talk about road rage. This is a great one. Now that you brought that up. So, you look at Facebook and they have all these videos and this and that, and it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. And there was the, I can't think what it was. The TV show was about a young kid, and it was the husband he's from Breaking Bad, but it was a TV show maybe 10 years prior.
Are you talking about like Malcolm in the Middle or something? In the Middle?
Yeah, Malcolm. Yeah. Yep. Malcolm in the Middle. Yep. And so it was this mom, and she had like a Ford Tempo, and
I think I remember.
And this woman had a Ford Mustang, and she literally opens the door and just kind of bangs her door against her.
Oh,
And
yeah.
literally comes into her, like they start smashing into each other and everything else and this and that. And the husband's like, honey, did you really enjoy it? And he's like, looks over and said, yes, I did. I got to blast the bejeebers out of some woman that was trying to damage my car. I thought that was so hilarious. I was like, oh, that is so
Cause,
awesome.
cause didn't they go like back and forth, like destroying each other car?
They did. They did. It was back and forth and back and forth. I thought that was hilarious. That was fun.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm not that bad when it comes to road rage.
You know what? I would never recommend anyone to do that. Please, by all means, we would do never propose you to
I
ever do
mean,
something
maybe,
crazy.
but like I said though, I'm that friend that people call when stuff needs to get violent. I'm that friend that people call.
Oh, well, I mean, you do what you got to do, by all means. I mean, sometimes you got to have those people, really. Um, I mean, I had a rough day today, and I probably should have reached out to Martel today because I know he would have been like, not today.
It was weird because I was like, huh. Normally I would hear from you. I'm
Yeah,
like, I haven't heard from you. I'm like, hmm. It's like
yeah,
something happened.
and like I said, it's too bad that two people had to try to, contradict my day and make it worse. I'm happy though that people back me up. My boss backed me up. Management backed me up. I'm glad that everyone backed me up. I didn't get in trouble, but
Mhm.
I think some people learned, and that one person that's not in the plant and not at the place anymore is not there no more. So that's fine. I don't
I
worry.
mean, I avoided getting fired for like the fourth time since I've been back to work. So this week, that's about the only thing that happened with me because I refused to do an assignment that I thought was complete bull crap, and it's to me it seemed like it's the supervisor who doesn't feel like they're comfortable in their own skin,
No.
and yeah, and
Mm,
try to take it out on other people. It seems like,
mm.
but ooh, that has 70%. Where was I at again?
You're
Oh
talking
yeah,
about the supervisor?
yeah. So she was like, "Well, if you don't do it, you can go home, and the HR will call you, and blah blah blah, and you can't come back to work until you and your supervisor have a meeting in HR." I was like, first of all, lady, I've been here longer than you, and not many people have tried to do what you're doing, and I always win. Like you tried this battle with me numerous times before, and you've always lost. So do you really want to keep trying this battle with me? And at the end of the day, I still ended up not doing the assignment that she wanted me to do, and I got to do what I wanted to do anyway. So it all worked out for me.
You know what, and my day started out pretty good because I was doing some cleaning, and again, there's other parts of where I work I've never been to. Well, I'm learning more and more parts of where I'm at, which is fine by all means.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have some extra time here or there, not gonna say it's gonna be every day, but here or there, yeah, I can pick up a little 5 or 10 minute thing if I need to go run through, check an area and make sure stuff's done. No big deal. I told my boss it's no worries. If need be, if the person that does the nights, I do days and that person does nights, if they're not, if they don't get a section done, by all means, like just leave me like a little sticky note. I mean, I have literally, I'm not a system manager for the fun of it. I did it because I've had experience. I've been doing this before, and I literally took a little. My boss give me some sticky note pads and be like, here's a sticky note pad. Here's a pen. If you need to
Mm-hmm.
write me a note, put it on my cart. No big deal. I'll get it the next day, or try to get within that week. Whatever. I'll get it done. I don't. I'll figure some way around stuff to get it.
Mm-hmm.
To get it to work. But I mean, don't force, to me, in middle management, don't force people into stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Work with them, educate them, keep them in the loop. Don't just, well, you're not going to work out, I'm just going to write you up and send you home. No. This
I
ain't
mean, it,
1960s or 70s.
yeah, with my situation, like, don't even try it with me. Like, at the end of the day, I'm always gonna get what I want. So just don't even try to battle with me.
It's dumb. I mean, it's to say, hey, listen, can you help me work on this project? Or even if they, I don't know if it was a he or she, so we'll say they,
Oh, it was a she.
if she would have actually helped you out, been like, hey, by the way, let's why don't we help each other? Listen, I'm gonna start this, and then I want you to come help me out for a little while, and then I'm gonna have you take over. I've done that before. I mean,
Oh
I've done
no,
that.
it wasn't even that. It was the fact that don't put me on in the part of the hospital that's one of the worst assignments in the hospital that you don't do. And I wasn't going to do it. Like, no, it wasn't going to happen. And I was putting my foot down on that one.
I could see putting you in an area, and then if they need help in another area or department, I could say, hey, if you're caught up, hey, can you go help out so and so?
I don't do extra work.
You don't do extra
work? I don't do extra work.
Oh, jeez. No, that's probably why I'm assistant manager, because I always pick up extra work.
Extra work is above my pay grade. You want me to do extra work, you have to pay me more money.
I just do it. In the manner of
because within the assignment that we already do, not only are we dealing with patients, but we're dealing with patients after they leave, and then we're dealing with doctors and all that other kind of stuff. So for me to go somewhere else and help somebody out when I'm already doing like 3 or 4 different things within that one assignment is not going to happen. I don't do extra work. I don't work above my pay grade. If you want me to go do extra assignments and stuff, then that sounds like a supervisor issue. That's something the supervisor needs to be doing, not me.
Well, I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind doing, what has to get done. And sometimes people come to me just because they've seen me, at other locations, and they're like, hey, and I've talked to people, and I'm trying to get more on a 1-by-1 basis with some of these other, people. So I kind of know, things they need, and if they need something, or maybe, hey, I can't get you this week, I'm gonna have to wait till next week. I mean, today was just one of those off days that somebody did, people were just trying to just get me in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get my way. I just said that if you're going to do this, you're putting yourself and the company in a bad position moving forward.
I mean, yeah, true. In your situation, yeah.
I would never go and write somebody up, pink slip them, or anything like that for anything that involves people that are what I consider spying, or even being derogatory towards them. I don't care how you want to word it, okay, but it's not acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
It never will be.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was manager, my boss wanted me to be manager for nights, and I'm like, I can't really do nights because I said I have a lot going on. I said, but I said I might take it up maybe next year. We'll see. I said, but then I said it might have to be kind of like remote access during certain days and stuff like that, because I have other activities I do during the day. So we'll see. We'll see what happens next year. But I mean, if I take over the night shift, I'm going to tell everybody right now is that there'll be stuff getting switched, and I don't care what the person above me hates me or not, but I'm going to get it so people are actually going to enjoy their job, have fun. Maybe I'll stop in and see them once in a while, make my rounds, and make sure things are good. And right now, the nice part about it is I have the power to where if I see someone do good, Martel, which is, I don't know if your supervisor or team leads give you that luxury, is that say you're doing very well, say you're like getting all the stuff done, and say you're like, oh, I'm going to quick touch this up or whatever else. I don't know if they have the power, but like for myself, if someone's doing very well, I can get a hold of proper people that work in the company, and they can actually get gift cards. So
no,
those people will be recognized. And to me, I won't work anywhere that if they want to take me from a worker to a team leader or assistant manager, if they don't give me that luxury to give that out to the people, if they do not, I probably will not choose to go work for you.
So the company that I'm with is very cheap, so we don't have an option to give out gift card. They don't do the gift card things whatsoever. The most you'll get is a letter in the mail saying good job at the most. Other than that, you get nothing. So far as me, like far as I say, like when I'm not doing extra work, the fact is we're already constantly understaffed because nobody wants to be there due to poor management. And the fact that it's from the vice president on down is responsible for the poor management is the reason why nobody wants to be there. And then on top of that, the supervisors will give somebody, at two, like, they give them an assignment where, okay, you expect somebody to deal with 30 patients in a day. On top of that 30 patients in a day, you want them to deal with doctors on call rooms and all this kind of stuff. And then on top of that, you try to assign them a whole nother assignment, which has an additional 27 patients onto that assignment. On top of that, you want them to do discharges when that person is gone. And this whole time, while we have 8 supervisors sitting in the office, this is what, and you don't come out the office. None of you come out the office to help. But there's 8 supervisors here, but no supervisor wants to step up and help. So that's why I say I don't do extra work, and I'm not going above or beyond what my job is. I'm doing strictly what I'm supposed to do and what's in my pay grade, and I'm not going above my pay grade because they're sitting in the office not doing anything and pay way more money than I am. So I'm not doing it. If they want it done, they need to come out the office and do it themselves.
To me, I understand that they have the different ranks, but that's the biggest thing though is that having good management, having positive people that are always going to be, like on your side, that they're not just going to be there. Because to be honest with you, I mean, and good story. I applied for a job, like a high profile job that I was going to take at one time in my life, a few years ago. And you know what? The people that interviewed me were awesome people and gone. But then when I was told that the president, vice president may not be the nicest person in the world to work with, to be honest with you, why do I want to deal with someone that just is not happy or mean or grumpy all the time? Really, I turned it down.
Yeah.
I turned it down. I could have had I could be making some good bucks right now. Seriously, I could be making nice bank. I'd have a lot newer house, a lot nicer vehicle. No ground. I'd be a lot better off, than even doing my little funds I'm doing for my surgery, by all means. But you know what? It's hard. It's not, and that's why I said I would never write anyone up, Martel. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I would never write anyone up until they're actually causing the trouble. They have to cause it to be verbally or actually written up. Right. They have to be lazy enough to not do it, or just whatever else. Now, if you're a human being, last I checked, because everyone listens to the podcast, we're all human beings. I am too. Martel is. We do make mistakes. We will forget about stuff. I've done myself. You know what? Do you know how many complaints I've had from people other than today with these 2 people causing my world a little trouble? I've had, guess what? 0 complaints. I've had more compliments, hands down, than I've ever had to deal with in my life. And sometimes I have no idea how to deal with all that. It's like, how do I deal with all this positivity when you're used to negativity all the time? That's what I'm used to, So I think that's crazy. I mean, but when you have someone higher ups, like you said, way up there, and then down the line, yeah, I mean, there's supervisors that my boss has got some work to do, but he's mostly in office. He does have to go and do some work at nights, because he does the work like a split shift. But to be honest with you, I don't know, but I cannot. That's the problem with me and being a supervisor. I cannot sit behind a desk 5-6 days a week and not be able to go out and work with the workers. It drives me nuts.
Oh yeah, none of our supervisors do. Like, when it comes to having to do what we do, none of them do it. And then now they just added the OR, some of the OR staff onto our staff, and a lot of the OR staff left the department that I'm in now to get away from that management, and now they're forced to have to come and be back under that management all over again.
Oh, jeez, that's sad. That's sad. That's know what?
And they wonder why I drink. Like, that place has turned me into an alcoholic.
You try to go to work and have a good time. Yes, we all have our days. It's all it's all good and bad. But long story short is that at the end of the day, one of these days, and like I said, like after my surgery, maybe next year, yeah, it's a possibility. My contract comes up at the end of next year, so I might just say, you know what, maybe it's time to, maybe it's time for me to start looking. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mind my job. I got a pretty flexible schedule. I can kind of come and go as I want to. After I'm done doing my job, once we get people hired, if people actually want to come work, that's another thing too. That's a completely different ball game. But we can't help that one side line is going to keep on giving people extra money to stay not working because they're making more money unemployed than they are employed. So I don't.
Not in Wisconsin. They have to actively go look for work now, and they actually cut some of the that extra money that people's getting due to COVID. They actually cut that, so they're basically only getting their $300-$400 a week, and that's it.
So now they're really going to be, and I know at the end of July, the CDC for America will be the rent. So if you haven't paid a rent in over a year, which would be actually since last March or April, that the CDC passed that. So over a year now. So you say you've been paying rent free, right? You haven't had to pay utilities, had to pay nothing like that, right? Do understand? And this is the facts, people. That money just built up. Okay. So if you're paying, I'm just gonna just take a number. Let's just say you're paying anywhere from say $500 to $1,000 for rent with. I'm just saying if you put the utilities into, okay. I'm just saying it could be more. Now just think. I'm just gonna say $1,000 over 12 months, right? That's 12 grand, $12,000. Okay. That's a lot of money that now you're going to have to get a loan for. Okay. You're going to have to go get a job, get a loan, and then you got to pay that. You're going to have to pay that lump sum back.
Well, actually, in Milwaukee, $1,000 don't even cover your rent and utilities at all. And like $1,000, you mostly, if you're in a whole house, at least a whole house, you're paying at least $1,000 to $1,200 a month, if not more, for rent, depending on where it's at. A 2-bedroom apartment is like $800-$900. Then if you use a lot of your utilities, and depending on like if people use like central air and all that, you could be running about $200-$300 a month just in electricity. That doesn't include, everything else that comes with it when you got to pay your car note and cell phone and car insurance and all that stuff. So a lot of people let that stuff just build up.
Yeah. And so I mean, don't get wrong, because the banks may have froze your loans for X amount of things, but I can tell you when August 1st comes, it's a lot of people either will be evicted from homes or apartments, townhouses, wherever you are, condos, or you better go pick up a few jobs to get yourself back in the game. Really. I think
only thing we haven't paid was our water bill. So other than that, like everything is current.
And I think I was off for like 2 months on COVID when I had a job, and then they had to shut down due to COVID. So I worked for 2 months. I couldn't. There was nothing. Nothing was open. Nobody was hiring. Everything was froze. You could only do so much. I had unemployment. That's it. That's all I could do for 2 months. That's it. Couldn't apply for jobs. There was nothing out there.
You would think that post COVID there would be like a lot of jobs available. There's nothing. Unless you want to work in like as a waitress or something like that, or in fast food, that's about the only thing you can find a job in right now.
Well, there actually are. I do get like daily updates. There are jobs out there, but it used to be like 20...
there are jobs out there, but like when it's so many people compete for those jobs, and I said, and there's very minimum of them jobs that's out there.
Yeah.
Like besides like being a waitress or working at a fast food restaurant, any other options you got is like working in the warehouse, which is for Target, Amazon, and the postal service. About the only places that you can find decent pay.
That's true. I mean, like I said, there's jobs out there, but it's the pay. The pay is the key thing right there. What I mean, to me, why are people getting paid? To me, this is me talking about, because my father was in the union for so long, and he's like, this people should not be getting paid $8, $10, $12 an hour. This is like, even what I'm making, you're making, it's wrong. People should be making a minimal of $15 an hour. They should be making a decent wage. And if people want to say, oh, everything's going to go up like significantly, guess what? The facts are in. The numbers I got, right? I got the numbers literally a friend of mine sent to me. It's going to go up less than a 0.8% increase in everything. So up to 8%. That's what it is. Okay.
I mean, I make a little bit over 15. Um,
But so okay, I'm sorry.
I know there's a lot, but the only thing is, so before minimum wage had this whole $15 minimum wage thing took place,
Mhm.
I was already making, I think, $6 or $7 more than minimum wage. And then now with minimum wage being at 15, I actually make less money over minimum wage.
So minimum wage didn't make a federal standard though, because it's
Yeah,
not there yet.
it's still 750 or whatever it is, 725.
725, 720, whatever it
Yeah,
is.
whatever it is. But like here in Wisconsin, like besides fast food restaurants and stuff like that, like everybody's minimum wage is at least it's pretty much at 15. Um like I say, there's still some jobs that were the most, or like the starting pay might be $14 an hour.
Mhm.
But like I said, when they did that increase, like I said, I was making $7 more than what the standards was considered for minimum wage, and now I make only $3 more.
See, and everyone just assumed that if you made say 15, oh well, now I'm gonna make $16 somewhere else. No, your wage stays the same. Everyone that's below that gets bumped up. That's what
Mm-hmm.
happens. So you wind up going. What happens is that percentages, depend on where you live, could be anywhere from a 0.08 to up to 8% increase. Okay, overall. That doesn't mean that it's 8%. It's gonna be 8% here in the little village I live in, and then 16% in the big city. Again, no, it'll go up. Might go up a few cents, could go up a buck, but it's not going to go to be like, you can't get a pound of meat for whatever, it's maybe $8 or $10. Now it'd be 15 or $20. No, no, it
Okay.
will not go that crazy.
Yeah, because where I work at, in the department that I work in, the max I can make in my department is about $20 an hour. And considering I've already been there nearly 7 years and I'm already making 17, uh $20 an hour is not gonna cut it.
Yeah.
Especially like I said, with it'll be different if rent what let's just say rent wasn't so high, where I should say where being able to afford a home wasn't so high. It would have made a difference. Okay, well, $20 will work. But with the cost of rent and everything going up and utilities and all these other things going up, that $20 an hour plus trying to live somewhat comfortable isn't going to be enough.
I think, to me, a lot more people are going to start moving away from the cities.
Mm.
They were just saying now with COVID, some people could now work remotely permanently. So they could move anywhere else they want to move to. And there's people actually there were this summer talk, and they said that when summer comes, we're selling our house, we're gonna go buy a house somewhere else, or move the family to so and so. Maybe some people decide to get closer to their families.
Yeah.
By
Um,
all means.
I had a site lead that I worked with at a clinic. His name was Derek, and he was the site lead at the clinic that I was working at. And he's like a traveling nurse. And he was telling me the story. So him and his friends will actually rent out it'll be, I think he said 4 or 5 of them, but they rent out a house up north in northern Wisconsin.
Mhm.
And he said the four of them would split the rent. And then he said, but the rent was so cheap there, and he was able to save so much money. They each was only spending $100 a month on rent, if that,
That's
because the cost of living in that area was so cheap.
in the
And like I said, if you live within, you know, within the city of Milwaukee or whatever, if you live in a very high populated area, the cost of living is so expensive. And like I said, like if you're a single person living on your own, $20 an hour, even $20 an hour is still not going to cover expenses. Because you got to think, out of that $20 an hour, even if you're not working any overtime, that $20 an hour at most, after taxes, you might bring home maybe $900 to $1,000. And you got to think, rent now is $1,200. So you got to at least save up 2 of your paychecks and just to pay rent, even at $20 an hour.
Yeah, it's expensive. It's not a cheap deal. I mean, it's not,
Yeah,
and I know you and your brother came up here and you're like, wow, I can't believe how cheap things are up here.
yeah, and they
You're
wonder
like,
why so many millennials live at home, like because like I said, there's not really a lot of jobs that's out there paying you to be able to live on your own without at least having a roommate or some or having to live with someone.
unless you can, the biggest thing I would say for millennials or younger kids, I would say the biggest thing is save your money up, and when you can find something, don't, this is where society, and this is
But
actually a
but
TikTok.
you can save up your money though, but
Yep.
it all depends on where you live. Because so if you want to live somewhere where you feel safe and comfortable, you're going to be spending over $1,000 a month in rent.
Yep.
Now it's different to say like you can live in the worst part of the city and you could probably get cheaper rent, but then at the same time, is it really worth living in the worst part of the city?
No. Yeah, it's not safe, and your vehicle could get, torn apart,
Exactly.
so those bad areas, you just probably not be your safest place to be at or to, live at. But to me, I would say this is my thought is that say because housing prices are just so crazy. I mean, they've been nuts since the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the reason why I know that because my grandfather used to be an auctioneer when he was alive. So the house prices when I was a kid, my gosh, they were so dirt cheap. But you gotta understand though, things were so inexpensive in the 80s and 90s that you could buy a lot, you could do a lot of things. We didn't have the internet, we didn't have Zoom, we didn't have none of this stuff, we
Mm-hmm.
have any of this stuff, you want to go somewhere, you were calling on a phone, getting plans set, you were calling to get stuff scheduled, they had printers, but they only had companies, they didn't have any, by all means, they had any of this fancy stuff they got now. But to me, it's like it's like, I have friends that because I'm trans are like, we should move down to the big city. But I'm like, why? Because it's so expensive. And what's the point of me living down there when most of the people would rather live up here by me?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have less people. I mean, there's always going to be issues and bad parts of every area. I don't care where you go in this world.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, there's always going to be those areas where it's just strictly horrible, no matter where you go. But every city has a ghetto. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah. There's always going to be bad parts. It doesn't matter it's what country you're in. You could be anywhere. You could be in the Asian district. You could be in the Middle East. You could be in Europe. You could be in North Central South America. It doesn't Africa, wherever. You could be anywhere, any one of the continents.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might have named a majority of them off. Maybe Australia. They all have bad areas. There are bad areas. They're all over the place. They don't change. It'll never change.
Right, and you can't really avoid. I mean, you can't really avoid them, but as much as you try. But like, yeah, like I said, when at the end of the day, when it comes to millennials, like it's just there's just not jobs out there, if especially for the ones who chose to not go to school route. There's not no jobs out there that's where they can get paid enough to live on their own, and they wonder why they are 28, 29, 40. Well, I don't think there's no 40-year-old
No,
millennials, but
no, no, no.
but but
When,
like
when
they
they get
wonder
to
why they
that
still
point,
live at home.
when they get to that point, but the point of the story is that yeah, I mean, even if you found, some people in some parts of the U.S. And I don't know if our countries can do that, but some people do live. They live in other, like maybe a manufactured home or a travel trailer or an RV because you know what? They just can't afford to live everywhere. Really, it's too hard to find a good place. You can't. I mean, the cost of living and everything else. I mean, by all means. I mean, hey, I'll tell you what. I'm not going to say Chris Farley was joking when he could live in a van down by the river. No, he was a comedian. God bless him. He's not with us no more. But you know what though? What I mean, why not? Why not? If you want to live in a vehicle, or you want to, be a remote person and just, live off the land, there's tons
I've
of people.
I've
Let,
seen
let's
people on TikTok who literally given up their apartments to live in their cars because they needed to cut costs, and they was like, well, rent was my biggest expense, so I cut having a house, and now I live in my car. And some of them are like, oh, I'm more happier living in my car than I was in the house, stressing over, how I'm gonna pay this, how I'm gonna take care of this.
It's those expenses. Excuse
And
me.
that's just like one of the other things, like even the price of food is very expensive. Like I said, it's different when I look at some of these people like, hey, you guys have, food stamps and da. That's great. But for the people who's going to the stores and they're spending cash, like I'm so happy that I discovered HelloFresh. Like I literally spent like 50, $60 for a week of food, or $70 or 80 at the most. And just think about if I would have went to the store and spent $80 on food, that would have probably got me one meal out of that $80,
Well, it
maybe a
depends.
meal and a half.
It depends how you
And
portion the food, though.
yeah, but then if you have kids, that's even costing you even more money. But for a single person, you go spend, like I said, like 50, like I think I went to the store one day and I got everything like just to make homemade tacos. When after you get to buying everything to make your homemade tacos, you're out 40, $50. And that's just for one meal.
Yeah,
And
and,
with
and
and with the HelloFresh, I got 5 or 6 meals for the same price of me going to the store spending about 60, 70, $80.
and also depends if you're feeding yourself or you feed more people. That's the thing too, So
Yeah,
if
I
you're feeding,
mean, I'm only feeding myself, and I'm still spending. When I was going to the grocery store, I was still spending quite a lot of money on just buying food for me.
and that's what you gotta do is you have to look at what the cost make. And granted, I'm pretty good about being like very conservative on costs.
Hold on one
Um,
second. That
and to be honest with you, I think to me, I'm pretty conservative on my costs. I budget what I want. This sounds crazy, but I have like a budget of, I'm not going to say specific, okay, but it's less than $200 a month, right? And I try
mhm,
to budget for food. Now it ain't the most like, I'm not gonna tell you what. I mean, I get food that I can either cook over the stove, cook in the in the oven, or
mhm,
do in the microwave, whatever. So I have options. So whatever, however I want to cook it. And I try to have a variety of foods because what I try to look for is I try to go to like stores like you can go to like Aldi's. Now Aldi's isn't really all around the U.S., but there are other stores out there. Woodman's is a great one. Woodman's is just that's more Wisconsin thing. There are other stores out there. I'm gonna have to get a little more educated with once we get out east to find out what kind of stores are out there and
mhm,
what they have out there. I know all this is trying to expand outside the Midwest, but to me, I try to budget what I need for food, and then I try to look at stuff that I can make for like 2 or 3 days worth of food. So I'll say I'll
mhm.
cook it one day and then just have leftovers a day or two later. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
so I try to get like not the family size, but if I was going to cook, say lasagna, right? I could do
Mhm,
lasagna one night, and then the next night I could, cook a pizza. Rotate it up. I don't have to eat the same thing. If I want to, I can, or I could take the lasagna and I could add something else to it, and reheat it up, and whatever. We can. There's always ways you can take leftovers and add your own little thing to it. I mean, I tried a rising crust pizza, which I haven't had in so long, and it didn't really, to be honest, you can go to Little Caesars for 5.25 or 5.50 a pizza, um,
mhm,
and for $2.85 at Walmart, it was pretty good. It was actually pretty darn. I mean, it was just a cheese, like a 4 cheese layer pizza. It was actually pretty good. I mean, just basics. I just try to look for the basic stuff that not to be, it's no different like making my lunches. I just look for all. I guess what I try to do, Martel, is look for all the basic stuff that is going to get me through. I mean, and I'm even testing this out because I have some friends that when COVID hit last year, they were only shopping once a month. So they'd make a list of everything they need. They went through everything, right? The husband and wife needed, the kids needed, and then only go to the store, if they had to go, that week or every other week, you
mhm.
know, to get what they need. If you really needed something, like, oh crap, I forgot this or something like that, then you just would save your cash and have some cash on you and go buy that what you need. Then there's some stuff you just can't afford to buy because why? Because it's some stuff you have to put on your card, your credit card, or some kind of debit card or whatever. But you know, long story short is, I mean, you just gotta find what's gonna work best for food wise. I mean, if you Martel, if you like a full like you had to me, I think that plate that you had that of dinner that or supper looked, oh my gosh, that looks so yummy.
Oh, the one I cooked today.
Yes. No, the one was it today you put on Facebook? No, it was a few days ago, wasn't it?
Oh, you might be talking. Okay, yeah, that one. Yeah.
But that was portion food. That's what it was.
Hmm.
Really. And HelloFresh, I know there's
Yeah, that
another.
was portioned for two people.
Okay.
But the reason why I switched to that is because when I was going to the store and like I said, going grocery shopping and buying all these other stuff,
Mhm.
I wasn't eating healthy. And like with this, I'm still spending less money and I'm still able to eat healthy.
See, what they're doing is they're portioning your food. So they
Hmm.
give you that 200, 2,000 calorie content. And I don't know if they just do lunches and suppers or lunch and
Actually,
dinners.
you can do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they have snacks that you can order also.
Okay.
A majority of the meals that I have made this week, they were all less than 1,000 calories.
It's portion control. That's what it
Yeah,
is. Portion control. That's what it
yeah,
is.
and I'm like I said, I'm still able to get like even when I was going to the store by myself, I wasn't necessarily like you said buying pizza and all these things. I wasn't necessarily eating healthy. Like I was getting my vegetables and everything else that I needed in. Like this will like now with this, I'm able to get my vegetables and I'm not eating as much meat as I was. Like I still like every meal comes with meat, but I'm not eating as much meat as I was. So I'm actually eating more healthy doing this than I was just going to the grocery store.
And that's the thing is that you have a routine and you're used to eating this and that and everything else. Not we're not I'm never telling anyone don't cut meat out of your life. If you want to be
Oh
a
yeah.
vegetarian, by all means be a
I mean,
vegetarian. But
yeah, I'm not
if you
telling
still
nobody to
like
do
your
that.
meat, to be honest with you, I cut out meat, but I still do have it with my parents or maybe myself at least once a week. Because you know what? Meat has protein in it, and you
Hmm.
do need your protein and iron. So if someone tells you you don't need your meat, there's other ways to get protein and iron, but meat, if it's like a taco, if it's a burger, if it's a steak, I'm just taking some examples. Those, are good producers of it. Yes, you should portion will always have some vegetables or some fruits or something should be, something else as a side would always be a good suggestion, really. Don't have
See, that was my thing. I wasn't eating a lot of vegetables uh at one point. So it was like most of the time when I would cook, like I was eating a lot of starch and then I would eat a lot of meat, which was causing me to gain so much weight, which means why I gained so much weight during COVID because I was just eating totally
oh
unhealthy.
sure, sure.
And then now that I found this is like, okay, now I'm getting my veggies in, I'm still eating stuff that I like, but it's more healthy. And like I said, like I'm spending less money.
And that's the thing. And if you are spending less this time, by all means, I kind of be curious sometimes. I might stop over and sample a little bit of that to myself just to see what some of that tastes like.
Yeah,
Kind of curious.
cause
Yeah.
to be honest, I have made stuff that I never thought I'd be able to make, or I didn't like. I have picked out meals for because I can go in and pick out what meals that I want for the week. And when I go in and pick it out, it's like some of this stuff is like I've never had before. Or I never tried this combination, or now I've been opened up to more taste.
And I will say one thing though. Now we're gonna go backtrack ourselves about was it 2, 3 weeks ago? Maybe 2 weeks. So let's see here. Your wedding was two. So like three weeks ago, I believe, we went out to eat. We went to a Japanese steakhouse. Now,
Oh yeah.
do understand though. Do understand. Um, Now there may be people in the Asian countries, that may be a little unhappy about this, but do understand the Japanese steakhouses, it's an American thing. But I will say though, hands down, is that the people that actually run them that are from those countries originally, I will tell you hands down, they do they did to me at Japanese steakhouse, they did an excellent job. I'm telling you what, I'm used to like over like flavored, stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, this one you could taste everything. There was no like,
It
you
was
know,
amazing. It wasn't over greasy. It wasn't like it's over seasoned, and it wasn't salty. It was just perfect all the way down to the noodles. I don't know what they did with the noodles, but the noodles was awesome.
and those dumplings were, oh
Oh,
gosh,
well, to
oh,
die for. I love the
I have
dumplings.
not had dumplings in so long. It blew my mind. And when someone's like, wait, you've never had, you never had, Asian dumplings? And I'm like, I have, and they were okay, nothing exciting. They were
Mm-hmm.
okay. Just not to brag. They were okay. And I said, yeah, they're okay. But I really wasn't like feeling it. They,
Mm-hmm.
they were okay. But I was like, these, wow.
I I didn't have dumplings for the first time until I believe earlier this year or late last year. I can't
Okay.
remember, but I've never had dumplings like that before.
Oh,
And since that I had it that first time, like, oh my god, like I now it's like when I do go to a restaurant like that, it's like I got to have dumplings.
those things were so good. I'm telling you what, even if we go to other restaurants, we try out some Indian food, and we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna try to get out there to try other cultures' foods. We're gonna get out there. We've done
Oh no, we got to plan a visit back there. I don't know, we would like soon. We got to go back soon.
definitely have to go back there. We will definitely have another podcast date night, as whatever else was called. And it's like, oh, you're doing it. You know what? Fine, people, call what you want. Yes, don't get wrong. I mean, Martel is his partner, but sometimes I take away his partner and tell his partner he's got to stay home. And Martel and I have to go have a little fun. Which I mean, to me, even though we went to go look for clothes, regardlessly, I mean, at least next time, maybe we'll have a little more time where we can go. I don't know. Maybe we'll go out and do some sightseeing or something. I don't know. We'll do. We'll figure something out. Who knows? Maybe we'll have a little more time, so we'll be able to eat ice cream an hour or two later. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? But wow. And maybe not eat all the food. Maybe just take half it to go. Maybe next time, just so we can have some dessert. And
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, like I said, it was amazing. I know. Oh crap, I got to work this weekend, and I think next weekend it might be Old Yeller's birthday. I have no idea. I have to guess his birthday like literally
yeah,
every year.
yeah. His birthday's next Saturday. Yep. No.
Ew.
Yeah, next Saturday. Yeah.
I gotta pretend to find a reason why I'm busy next Saturday.
No, so you're gonna come up here and we'll go to somewhere else, huh? Actually,
I mean,
there
I
is.
still want to do the drive-in theater things. I've never been to a drive-in.
Oh, we could actually. We could do. Let's see. I'm trying to think what we could do. Like we can go to like my Hispanic restaurant, which is up the road from my house, and we can go do that. And then on the way back, when the way back after the movie, we can go ahead and stop in and get ourselves some beverages. You can get one to go.
Yeah, we don't have that oh, there they go the wine kicking in. We don't have that option down here in the city
So
to take liquor on the go.
So you cannot drink it. It is illegal to drink and drive in the state of Wisconsin. It is a federal
I
offense.
say yeah, that's illegal everywhere.
So it's a federal offense that will.
I mean, like for us, we can't go to a restaurant. Like we can't take liquor out of a restaurant. Like we can't go in and like order a drink, like a specialty drink, and then leave with it and go home, and
Actually,
then
you
drink it
can.
at home.
Actually, Martel. Actually, I want to change that. Actually, from what you said, I'm going to change his wording right to a T. March 26th, March 28th of 2021, the governor Tony Evers passed a law stating you can buy beverages from any local establishment up until 2 in the morning. So when the 9 o'clock cutoff is normally cut off in the state is for all convenience stores, unless they're outside the town or they have a different liquor license that makes them till midnight or whatever it is. But I believe midnight is the cutoff altogether.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go to any restaurant in the state of Wisconsin, okay, and you can get yourself a beverage. And if you want to say you want a 6-pack of like, whatever, 6 different bottles or cans of beer or what else, I'm just saying, right? Or maybe you want White Claws or, seltzers, or you want a bottle of wine or whatever, wherever it is, as long as they're open and established, they have a liquor license. They can sell it to you to go, but there's a catch. It's got to be either in a brown paper bag. They put it in, okay, or they'll put it in like depending on what kind of paper bag they have, or otherwise some do they put them in like to go containers,
Mm-hmm.
and then they put tape over them, so you can't open them up. You can't tamper with them.
I
Okay.
mean, like, here you can go to like a bar, be like, hey, I want to buy the whole entire bottle of such and such because it's after 9 o'clock. You can't buy it at the liquor store, but it'd be upcharged. So instead of paying like $8 for something at the liquor store, you're gonna be paying probably $50, $60 buying it at the bar.
You will probably would pay a little more. Now, like I said, I just go over to the Hispanic restaurant by my house, and
So
I can
like,
get.
see, like, but like for restaurants here like in Milwaukee, none of them does the take like the to go drinks. Only one I know that let you do it was
That's
El Fuegos, but they don't give you the liquor in your actual thing. So like you order a margarita from them, but
yeah.
what they do, they give you like the little plastic bottle, like the little shots that be like this big, and they give you one of those. And then when you get home, you open it up and then you put it in your margarita and then you drink it that way. But they're the only ones who I know of who let you like place an online order and like or go let you call in and say, hey, can you put a margarita in there and then drive it home?
Oh well. See,
But
and the place up here are pretty good. Now, at least the one I haven't been to all the rest of them, just the one by my house, because it's like, hey, I can literally call up and say, hey, I'd like to. I'm going to come down in 5 minutes. Can you, I want a such and such drink or else, and they'll have ready. I mean, if I want now it's a Hispanic restaurant. I can get cerveza, I can get Dos Equis, whatever. They're all you know, there's
mhm.
other probably brands of of beers or drinks from Mexico. I don't know. I mean, I think the only thing you can't get is like shots. I think that's about the only thing they
Right.
cannot serve you legally is a shot to go. I know they cannot do that. You know, Then I always say go to your stores like around here. We have certain convenience stores and gas stations and grocery stores that have these little bottles. They're just little bottles,
Hmm.
and those things great.
Yeah,
Whatever. They're
the
gonna
little
cost.
bottles are just shots.
Yeah, that's it. And so if you want to make up a mixed drink, and hey, I need a little bottle of this, a little bottle of that. Well, just write down what you need and go to the store, go get it. Go get it during regular business hours, and before everything's shut down. Now, other states might not have that 9 o'clock shutdown. Here's something that really stinks. Listen
No,
to
because I think even Chicago, some places has 24 hours. I know Miami, they don't close to like 4 a.m. or something like that. So it just depends on the state.
listen to this. This will blow your mind. This will blow your mind. Did you know so far? I know there's 3 states in the Midwest that do not allow for alcohol to be sold, bars to be open on a Sunday.
Oh, I figured that out when I was in Indiana. I was disappointed. I was so disappointed.
Oh,
I
Indiana's got two.
we
Okay.
went to Indiana for it was me, one of my friend Kiers, and I think Geo. And we had went to actually, yeah, we went to Indiana for Night of Champions, WWE Night of Champions pay-per-view. And I remember going to the pay-per-view and I remember getting back to our hotel. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go back to the hotel and go because our hotel had a bar, go down, sit at the bar, have me some drinks after the show. Get back to the hotel, was so disappointed. My feelings was hurt. I almost want to cry. Like, who? I was like, what state? Where did they do this at? Like, what state doesn't sell alcohol on a Sunday? I was so disappointed. I was like, if I would have known this, I would have got my alcohol the day before.
And so I didn't know Indiana was, but actually the states I know is Minnesota, Iowa, and Michigan on Sundays.
I mean,
That's
who goes? Do people even live in Iowa?
there are people that live in Iowa, like they live in Nebraska
Like,
and Kansas too, buddy. Just so you
like
know.
I driven through Iowa before. It is nothing but flat land and trees. I don't know who
Uh,
live. I don't even remember seeing a city driving through Iowa. Like, who do people live there?
I mean,
Besides stuff like farmers, like who really lives there?
there's people who live in a lot of states, like Missouri, or maybe out
I
west or
mean,
out
but
east.
do Iowa even have a city? Like, what's there?
They're actually, I've been to Iowa actually a few times. Actually, I have my distant relation originally came from Iowa, actually, like Western Iowa. really before they moved to
Hmm.
Wisconsin. So whenever someone wants to talk bad about Iowa, I'd be like, yeah, no, sorry. And I'm saying like previous generations. I'm not talking recently, but previous, way before
I
me.
mean, I just don't know what I didn't see a city driving through Iowa because I think I went through. Is it Iowa? I went through. Is it Minnesota, Iowa?
What'd you go through? Oh, I thought you said went to Seattle. You didn't know. You
Yeah,
went
when
through.
I drove through Seattle, because I left Milwaukee and went to Mount Rushmore. So I went the
You,
southern way, and I think I
you,
went through
you went
Minnesota.
through Minnesota. You went through
I think I
Minnesota,
went through
Rochester.
Minnesota, then I think
Yep.
Iowa, South Dakota. No, I went to
No.
Minnesota, South Dakota. Then
Yep.
yeah, then I
Yep.
think that was when I was going to Colorado, Denver, Colorado was when I drove to Iowa. Then
Okay. Yep.
and it was that in Nebraska. I don't know how people live in Nebraska either. That is just the most flat, boring, just the boring hillbilly state ever. Like there
I,
was this one gas station we had stopped at, and it literally looked like the movie, like The Hill Has Eyes, where
yeah.
you pull up to like the abandoned like wooden gas station, and then the gas station parking lot was just rocks. It wasn't like paved or anything. It was just like
Yeah.
a just rocks. I'm like,
Yeah.
who lives like this?
There's people. They do.
like
It's
who
amazing.
lives
They
here?
do.
Like, why is this an actual working gas station? Like, why? It was, oh my god, it was so horrible,
That is crazy. That is nuts.
so disappointing. Oh
It
my
is.
god.
It is. And like I said, people are that's what they are there. This and that. I don't. Yeah. I mean, there are places, even the Dakotas, Wyoming, Montana, parts of Colorado. There's even I bet you it's not just those states. There's trust me. There's these little places. I've been to Upper Michigan, and there. Listen to this. There's places in Upper Michigan where it's so cold. Okay, they can't even have gas. The gas pumps, so the tanks, they're usually underground, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're above ground because it gets 6 to 8 feet below for a freeze line.
Mm, mm,
So
mm.
if cold, this goes all the way through. So they actually have like tanks like really above ground by their buildings. Yeah, and
They
I mean
crazy as
it's no
hell.
different. It's no different like going to Door County. Door County's got stuff like that too, because they're on a peninsula. Same thing. I mean, there's
I,
places where
I've never been to Door County, so that'd be a journey to see.
we hopefully maybe we can get that done this year. We'll see. If not, that'll be on the spring tour. That'll be on the spring tour of our start of our little road trips and going places.
No, I got
Eh,
so much stuff planned coming up.
I,
Thanks to you, because I'm supposed to be going to Wisconsin Dells, I think the first weekend of August. Then I'm supposed to be going to Baltimore with you. And then I got my cruise next year. I'm supposed to be going to Jamaica and Mexico, and it came somewhere, I think Cayman Islands. I think that's all the same thing. And then the road trip to the Christmas store.
yeah, yeah, and I don't know if we'll even have enough time to go to Missouri. I don't know. Then
And we
I don't
have
know.
so
That might have to go. That might have to roll into 20. Might have to cut somebody short and have to roll them into 2023. To be honest, the way things are going. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how things go. See what happens. If we get to keep our contract at my job, and then I get some more people in my work. Who knows? And maybe I'll still be doing the same job, a little more money, and I'll have a little more free time to be able to go to more places.
and hopefully find you some bow chicka wow wow
Oh
chicka
boy.
wow wow.
To be honest with you, other than you singing the Mike Posner song, which we all know pretty well from I don't know 2010 maybe that's where that's from, or 12 something like that. So not to say that's old, but you know I gotta be honest with you, the dating thing. I gotta be honest with you. I know we're on our hour two already now. We're almost at hour two now of
Oh geez. Okay.
we're almost there, but we passed our first hour up. We're on to our, we we're at an hour and a half, over an hour and a half mark. But I will tell you right now, dating myself as a trans woman, it's hard. It's hard. And the next podcast, I'll get a little more details about that, as to how hard it is. And maybe Martel can even talk about what it's like, being gay and dating. Granted, I know you have a partner, regardless of the situation, but how hard it is, because I don't care again, we need to erase this whole race, color, religion, gender thing. I think it's just like, listen, you're a human being. Last I checked, we're all human beings. So let's just erase all that and say, hey, you're a human being. I'm a human being. I mean, unless you're an alien, by all means, there might be people that are aliens. I
Do you
don't know.
want to be an alien, baby?
I mean, if there's that chance, I don't know. But regardlessly, it's not an easy task, and it makes it worse when you have friends in other areas of the state, and then they've dated people, and all of a sudden, you know, this one guy talks to you, and he's like, I had a guy today actually, and this is the little true story. This
Bow
guy
chicka
felt
wow wow.
he felt threatened because one of my girlfriends, she used to date this guy, and so she dated him a long time ago. No big deal, right? So it's been a long time, and she's like, go for it, go for it, dear. Go for it, Crystal, see what happens. That's it. So I was gonna know him, and then he starts making these excuses, and like I'm not being really myself, and I'm not talking on the phone, even though he did want all of a sudden then he did want to talk on the phone, which makes no sense. First he does, then he doesn't. And then he's like, well, I don't know if I can really handle this and this and that. And I'm like, what do you mean what you can handle? We're just getting to know each other, and you don't need to ask me 20 million questions up front. That's the point of getting to know somebody, a little at a time. Get to know them, go on a date. We were supposed to have a date next week, and guess what? He decided he can't handle me at all. He said, I can't do you.
We need to work on your hoeing skills.
I'm like, what?
Sorry, TikTok. I forgot TikTok. Sorry.
Don't be saying that stuff. We're all gonna get ourselves in trouble. We're all don't get us in trouble now. TikTok, he didn't mean
I be forgetting TikTok. I have no filter.
You're want to work on my lady skills to try to be more of a lady. And I always try to be very professional, always try to be ladylike. I never being mean. I like to get to know them a little bit about them. This and that. I mean, no crap. I've had men from other states, 4, 6, 8, 12, 15, 20 hours away. You're like, it's not going to work. And they're like, really? Well, you're really cute. And I'm like, yeah, thanks. You probably say it to every girl. I've heard this probably every single female in this world's probably heard that statement, regardless of what languages it was in. But I was like, that's okay. I'm good. I'm fine. So my philosophy is that, be near somebody. Don't be, maybe a day's worth away from somebody, or light years away if you're on another planet. I don't know. Be in a good distance. And as for my skills, as Martel was suggesting, as he's enjoying his beverage, my skills, we will have to talk about outside of the social media realm. So apparently, when Martel and I go on our podcast adventures, because that's about what these are, we went out to eat. These are literally podcasts, and who knows? There could be little mini TikToks in there, maybe. Little bit snippets of stuff we do in this and that on TikTok. You never know. Never know what we might wind up doing a quick little live somewhere. Some random little. We'll see. Who knows? You never really know where we're gonna be. We're gonna try to be out there and get to talk to people, But we do have still an assignment that we've actually been missing out on, because we're supposed to get that done actually before July 4th weekend, or 4th of July weekend.
Oh crap! I forgot all about it.
We are actually supposed to watch a Indian movie, so from India.
Bollywood movie. I forgot all about it.
Yes. So a lot of our listeners from, like I said, from our countries, as we are trying out different cultures' food. By all means, remember we told us, make sure you hit us up on Instagram and Twitter.
I'm trying to be more interactive with people on Twitter. I strictly only have the Twitter to be interactive with the podcast listeners. So don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Martel Roland.
So make sure you go to Twitter and do that. And so You check that out, and then we will make sure to get back to you. But if you have any suggestions on movies or TV shows, or maybe even, hey, you should try out this kind of food sometime next time you guys are, wherever we are. And we will find out in our state somewhere. If not, if we have to go across the border
Mm-hmm.
into the FIB areas, what they call it, can't say the words. We cannot say the words. I have relation down there, so I cannot get into details on those words. Hold on, the White Sox, Bears, Cubs. That's district. That's that area. That's the they're the Oh, and the Bulls. I forgot the Bulls in there.
The unspoken territory.
Yeah, the bad territory. No, the Chicago.
Milwaukee's arch nemesis.
Yeah, the Chicago Blackhawks are good. I mean, the Blackhawks are good. I will give them that. So
who the hell is the Blackhawks?
They are a National Hockey League team, NHL.
Oh,
the Hawks. When I say the Hawks, they're like, who's the Hawk? What are you talking about?
I didn't know they had a team thing.
Oh man, I've been a fan of the Hawks, the Blackhawks, since the '90s. I love the Hawks. And then when other people are like they were born, in Chicago area, and they're like, oh, I want that, whatever else, and I'm like, go to Goodwill. I only spent $3 on, I got like a T-shirt, like a jersey style T-shirt. It says Blackhawks, and it's got like the jersey number on the back with someone's name on. It's just a T-shirt.
I don't know about y'all, but this wine is called Altitude. You have to try it. It has gotten me there. I should probably wrap up this podcast, wrap up the podcast, because I'm starting to get a little tipsy.
So we got a few minutes before we'll end it. So let's ask the question. As I'm doing fine. Okay, I'm doing fine. It must be my time of the month because I've been eating snacks like crazy. Apparently, I thought it was full.
Yeah, I saw you guzzle that bowl of ice cream.
It was good. I was not trying to eat in front of you, but it was so good. I had vanilla ice cream, chocolate syrup, and then I threw some nuts in there, peanuts.
I've been good. I have not had junk food now in 2 weeks. I've been doing good. I don't know how I'm making it. I'm doing good.
So the ice cream I got is like the half calorie stuff. It's got the low sodium and less sugar, stuff like that. So it's all like half everything. It's not too bad if it's just vanilla. I'm like, I'll try it out. Actually, it's not really. Yeah, and I mean, to me, if you add peanuts and chocolate syrup, you're not adding much to it. And I had to like maybe 1 scoop. I don't go crazy about my stuff. So, I got 1 little scoop, and that's about, it doesn't hurt you at all, really, to be honest with you. But apparently we will have to talk about my skills next time. We will not be doing the TikTok though. We'll talk about skills. Because I don't want people getting any ideas about me while we're doing this. They're like,
they're going to hear it on a podcast anyway. So.
That's true. They will learn one way or another.
We just have to figure out a way to keep me filtered. If we do it that way.
Skills. We be professional. We'll talk about skills, people skills. Not just people skills, but just actually like dating, relationship, have fun skills. We'll as we get out there, the next one, like I said, we'll get into more the next podcast and get into a little details before we go. Is we're going to talk about dating. What's it like? We did touch a little bit about it during Pride Month, but I think we're extending out a little Pride Month podcast and do one next week, and we'll talk a little bit more into detail as to
is somebody's username really is somebody's username your username really is Fat Guy Rules. Okay. Fat Guy Rule. Oh, Fat Guys Rule. Okay. Alrighty.
There's somebody new, I still have my 2 people over here. So
hey, 2 people, how y'all doing? Hello.
Cody and Patricia. Or Katie. I'm sorry, Katie and Patricia.
Hey, Katie and Patricia. Welcome to my drunkenness at this point now.
So yes, this is actually the first time doing a dual TikTok Zoom podcast. So this is we were just giving this a run. I didn't think my connection's always been crappy every night. So maybe people complained about it enough. I mean, I didn't really complain nothing to Spectrum. I just was having issues. but I was just like it was irritating me because I really want to do it, especially when we have the TV, and we will do other like we did
Oh,
TVs.
the tournament.
Maybe
Yeah.
we did a TV tournament. Maybe we'll do a movie tournaments. Maybe we'll pick out like we'll have our own little we do that off the camera. We'll get our tournaments together. Maybe we'll do movies from maybe we'll start out in the 70s and work our way right up to today as of what is out today, because by the time our podcast is out, there could be more movies coming out. But, we could break down maybe stuff from maybe 70s, 80s, 90s, and maybe parts of the 2000s, maybe,
Because if I'm not mistaken, we only have about 7 or 8 episodes left for this season. So
So,
it's crazy that we're almost at 24 episodes already.
and hopefully we're working on getting some, we're getting actually Martel's original co-host, Tina Marie. So hopefully we can get her in, and we actually will do one of the originals. So maybe I'll be able to just chit chat a little bit. I won't talk so much, and we'll be able to, Tina Marie will be able to, that'd be so good to be able to see, to talk to her and stuff like that, and tell her that I took over for her. So I'm the crazy white girl that took over for her, and stuff like that. That's okay though. We have full respect for her and the direction she's going in, and that's all right. I'm happy to be part of this.
Hopefully, one day, maybe Dr. Tina Marie. Hopefully.
There we go. Good, yeah, that would be awesome. So is she actually? Quick question now, as we're talking about her, before we do go, is she actually going to get like a degree into like a certain kind of medical field to be a doctor, or just a general doctor?
I don't know. I just know that she has her bachelor's in nursing now, and she is set to go back to school this fall for her master's. So I got 3 rich friends now.
Well, maybe I can make a suggestion to her to push for like a certain direction. Maybe push towards being a doctor, towards the whole rainbow squad. The LGBTQIA plus. If you're gonna be a doctor, get into this field, because I can see more and more people coming out. I can see more people, trying to find. We talked about kind of living on your own, this and that, and we can, and on talk about next week, maybe we'll talk about the struggles are living at home with I don't want to say destructive parents, but really negatively grounded parents or family members that you got to deal with on a daily basis. And things and resources you can use, depending on where you are, out there in the world, of how you can do to better yourself, and maybe is that making that connection on someone through a social media platform, becoming friends with people, and maybe, make it to that point where you and I don't know, like I said, 3 other people become roommates, just to get away from that situation. By all means, I have no respect for people that want to downgrade myself, regardless of how my voice sounds or how I look. Okay, you respect people and ask what direction they're going in. If you're like, oh, you're a lady, oh, by all means, I was completely wrong just because this and that, and that's it. That's all that, that's, if someone, oh, I didn't, know you were gay or you're a lesbian, that's my fault. By all means, person correcting themselves not only shows that they are willing to accept you as a human being. Okay, they're used to it's almost like the two party system. We have the 2 gender system. Okay,
word,
two-party system. We have a 2-party system. You have a 2 gender system. Yeah, that's nice. Thanks for the echo effect there, buddy. That's nice. So I guess we're going to end it on that one, because I think St. Catherine Day just went to a whole new level.
Oh my goodness. All righty. Are we wrapping up? Okay.
Yeah, we're wrapping this up. It's been a great time, everyone, at St. Catherine Day with our host right there, Mr. Martel Rowland. There we go.
Thank you all for listening to the must listen to podcast of all time.
You guys are awesome. I'm Crystal B, the co-host. Thank you for hanging out with us. It's always a pleasure. And listen, every single person that listens to us, we really appreciate you as a listener. Thank you. And everyone that does share this, you're doing great things. Thanks for putting us up on that top list. That is so awesome.
And
we couldn't get there. Listen, it's like how it works in life. We cannot get there without our people. So all you people, give yourself a pat on the back, have a beverage or a water or something like that. Whatever you do,
I'll drink to that.
You know what? We will cheers to that. And I will tell you hands down is we appreciate you as a listener. And we hope to get new listeners as we go along. This is our new little, as we try out new social media apps and see how things work. We're going to try to get out there more. And if you're out there in the world somewhere and you want to join us from another country or another,
you can email us at scddpodcast@gmail.com.
You can also check out Mr. Martel Roland at his social media.
Oh, you can find me on the Twitter, the Instagram, the Facebook, and the TikTok at Martel Roland. And you can follow the podcast on Instagram and Facebook at Same Cast Different Day Podcast.
I was always going to take over for him on the Facebook. So yes, you can check us out on Facebook at Same Cast Different Day Podcast. We do keep it updated between Martel and myself. We do keep it very well updated on what's going on. And we do actually like to get into some news headlines sometimes. So things are going on.
And don't forget I posted a link to Claire's GoFundMe. It's available on the podcast Facebook page. So make sure you go check that out.
Oh yes, I almost forgot about that. That's right. So we'll be talking about that through the next few podcasts. As I have a GoFundMe, and so if you are welcome to donate towards my surgery. This is just more or less when I have my time off for my 3-month medical leave due to recovery, between surgery, bills, flights, food, everything involved, all that expenses, because none of us are rich by all means. And real quickly before we do say goodbye, I'd like to actually wish the host of Same Cast Different Day, Martel Roland, to actually volunteer to come out and take care of me for a few days and get me back on the plane, him and I together, and back to Wisconsin. So Mr. Roland, applause all across the board. Thank you so much for doing this for me. This is, I don't know what to say. I'm kind of speechless on this one, but thank you so much for stepping up. When so many people say they're going to come help me, but then they just jump ship, you're awesome in so many ways without me crying about it. So I'm going to tell right now. That is awesome. So
we can't do that. We can't get emotional right now.
I'm sorry. We won't. But listen, everyone, this has been Same Cast Different Day. I'm Crystal B. You can check me out on Facebook at Crystal B. You can check me out on Snapchat as I'm going to change my name to, it'll be different. Actually try to get everything lined up.
Oh Lord, the Snapchat app for old people.
Snapchat at DJ Farm Kid 131. And then you also want to check me out on TikTok, which you're actually on live right now. Now, when this is recorded, we will not be live, but check me out on TikTok. You can check me out at Miss Care Bear WI. So WI means for Wisconsin. So we want to wish everyone to have a great day, evening, or afternoon, or whatever time of the day it is. We wish you all the best. Blessings across the board. We will cheers to another successful podcast, everyone. And we would love
I'll drink to that.
We will see you again next week on Same Cast Different Day. Have a good one, everyone.